8 verses for developing the good heart. By the way, these teachings were for many years kept secret in Tibet. They were kept as an esoteric tradition. This whole genre of teaching was kept as an esoteric tradition because they thought that if people heard it, they'd diss it. If people heard stuff like this, they'd say, "Ah, that's just BS," and that would plant a very, very negative seed in their mind, forever like really getting it. You see. So don't prove the guy. At one point in history, somebody said, "Well, let's take a chance. Let's take a chance on those jokers." And so don't prove them wrong, okay? Don't diss it. You might say, like, "I don't know if I can do it or not," but don't say that's BS, because actually it isn't. And it's completely not different. You know, as you'll see, if you have any background in other religions, you'll see the same teachings in other religions. It's a universal teaching. May I think of every living being as more precious than a wish-giving gem for reaching the ultimate goal, and so always hold them dear. So this means, you know, thinking of every living being as important, as valuable. That's at one level, it just means that. It means they're all equally worthy of my love and compassion. See, you notice the word every. So it's not like, may I think of most living beings as more precious, except for the ones that I don't like. You know? Except for the ones that were mean to me when I was, 13. See? It doesn't say that. Everyone, without exclusion, every living being is worthy of my love and compassion. This is the first step in this training, actually. They call it equalizing self and others. Equalizing self and others. Just realizing that everyone at the most basic level is fundamentally equal. Fundamentally equal. We all equally and legitimately have the right to be happy and to avoid pain. Equally and legitimately. And your interest in your happiness and avoiding your pain isn't privileged. It isn't more important than someone else's. You see, equally. And, you know, if you think about this, and this is something that you can take home and like contemplate. Like, why do we actually think that our happiness is more important than other people's? Because we do, you see. An untrained mind certainly does. An untrained mind thinks, well, you know, somehow it's me. I have to worry about my happiness, and it's my pain. It's not your pain. Your pain's your pain. You deal with your pain. My pain's more important than your pain. You see, my interest in happiness is more important. Well, why do we actually think that? If you take that home and like contemplate it a little bit, the only answer that you'll come up with is the reason that my pain is more important than your pain is because it's mine. Period. It's like, again, it's like Tonka toys. It's like 4-year-olds, you know? Yeah, well, why? It's because it's mine. It's my pain. It's mine. There's no intellectual reason at all. There's no valid reason intellectually why your pain is any more important than anybody else's pain. And why your interest in happiness is more important than anybody else's interest in happiness. It's just this kind of puerile, infantile, knee-jerk, but it's mine. It's mine. It's not yours, it's mine. Okay. So that's the first level, is just recognize everybody has an equal right here. Everyone's got, this is Dalai Lama sometimes talks about this as being the great democracy. The great democracy of all living beings is that they all equally have the right to be happy and avoid pain. So, may I think of every living being as more precious than a wish-giving gem. This is like an image in ancient India. Wish-giving gem means kind of like Aladdin's lamp. You know, it's like if you got that gem, you could just wish for anything, and you get it, like Aladdin's lamp, right? And this is more precious than a wish-giving gem for reaching the ultimate goal. And there's like, well, what is the ultimate goal? For most of us, if we got a wish-fulfilling gem, all we would do with it is say, new boat, more channels on the TV. See? Another iPod, magenta iPod. Boom, boom, boom. See? We would just kind of do with the wish-fulfilling gem as we do with our credit cards. You know, the modern version of a wish-fulfilling gem is a credit card with a $25,000, credit limit. And we just do this, we would just do the same thing that we do with our credit cards. And so one of the important words and the phrases in this verse here is ultimate goal. What is your ultimate goal? What is the ultimate goal? See, is the ultimate goal just to have more iPods, more bedrooms in the houses, bigger boats, or is the ultimate goal real happiness? And then he says, so how then are living beings? May I think of every living being as more precious than a wish-giving gem for reaching the ultimate goal. So it's more precious than a credit card for reaching the ultimate goal. Why? Because it is in relationship to others that we can achieve the ultimate goal. That we can achieve the happiness, the real happiness that we're looking for. If there weren't others to help, we could never achieve the ultimate goal. If there weren't others to be concerned about, if there weren't other living beings for whose happiness we could try to promote, we could never achieve the happiness we're looking for, because that's where the happiness comes from. The happiness we're looking for comes from stop worrying about our own happiness all the time and worry about the happiness of others. So thank God there are other living beings around. Why? So I can learn how to be happy. How? By worrying about their happiness. Got it? You're supposed to be nodding a little bit more. And so always hold them dear. All right, that's the easiest one. Ready? Limbo, 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 limbo. Remember this? Was it a song like that? Limbo, limbo, limbo. Yeah. It goes down a little bit. When I'm with another, wherever we are, may I see myself as the lowest, and may I hold the other as highest, from the bottom of my heart. Then you go, oh wow. I already have a problem with self-esteem. And now I'm supposed to go around thinking of myself as the lowest all the time. That I think is a very typical modern Western response. This is a response that completely baffles, by the way, the Tibetan lamas that come to this country. They can't quite believe it. You say, no, really? You feel bad? Yeah, I feel like I'm just crap. I just feel awful. So how can you feel that way? You've got everything going for you. You've got everything going. You're living in this boutique version of samsara, this pleasure realm, this heaven, and you're complaining. So they're just baffled by it. So kind of helps to have a insider here tell you, okay.